Well, hi crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DiyDreaming, and on this video tutorial we're going to play with some sea glass from Dollar Tree, and then we're also going to play with some aquarium pebbles that I ordered from Amazon. So as we're going along, I want to know which kind of a glass or rock you prefer. We're going to be using this 8x8 140-pound Grumbacher watercolor paper from Walmart. We're going to be using some Dollar Tree sea glass and then two different kinds of aquarium pebbles. And they came up when I Googled aquarium pebbles, but one of these says not suitable for use in an aquarium, so they're fine for what we're doing, but I guess don't use these if you have an actual aquarium that you're going to fill with water and have fish. So we're going to use those. We're going to use the paper. We're going to be using some of this stencil, which is called Faith Minis. It was out of stock for a long time, but it's back. And we're also going to use this one, which I just cut apart. It is called Proverbs 31. There's 4 pieces to it. It's awesome. We'll be using a little chalk paste, some glue, and we'll be using one of these it's a kind of a pen. Let me see. Came from Walmart. They just have a nice kind of like black, thin point black ink tip. So as you're hopping on, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. If you've crafted with sea glass before, or these aquarium pebbles, share pictures of that in the comments here, because we would all love to see it. All right, so I have been playing last night and today with all of this, and I have my favorite that I like to work with, and I'll be curious to know what you think. So I made this using one of the stencils from this Faith Minis. It's this one right here that says, "In everything give thanks." I put the "in everything give" up here and the thanks down there. This is sea glass from Dollar Tree. I also made this using one of the Proverbs 31 stencils and the sea glass. And then I made this. I'll show you my super technical methods using a bowl and one of the little Faith Minis, the one that says Child of God. Where is that? Was that from maybe it was from last year. Oh no, here it is, sorry. And this one I made with this super colorful aquarium pebbles. It's some kind of tumbled, because they're soft, tumbled crystal or stone of some sort. And then this one I made using the same stencil set, and it says Jesus loves me, and I used this. So let's hop right in, and let's do one of these wreaths first, because this was seriously fun. And however you place your sea glass or aquarium pebbles, you can achieve a completely different look. What do you guys think? What am I using? Paintboard. These are just this is watercolor paper from Dollar Tree, Grumbacher brand, 8x8. I think that's the question I just got. Okay, so I'm going to take out a piece, and I'm going to use my bowl because it's just about exactly the right size. And you can either trace it with a pencil first and then go over it with a pen, or you can just do the pen from the start, but I'm going to use a pencil. and then I'll just erase it. Okay. So here's my circle. I don't know if you can see with my light. All right, and I'm just going to use this precise, it's a Pilot pin from Walmart. Not in the crafting section, this is just with the office supplies. And I'm going to do a circle, and then every so often I'm going to do the little branches or little vines where like your flowers would go. And you can do these however you want. I think it would be cute to have them be very curly Q. So this is what I'm doing. And I don't know if this is the right thing to do, the right way to do it. This is just how I'm doing it. And in case you're thinking it has to be a perfect circle, because mine clearly is not, it doesn't. Okay, we're almost there. Okay. So here's my circle, which started with a bowl and pencil. And you can add on to that little curly cues or dots or really whatever your style is. And of course, you can do this project on any size watercolor paper. You could also do this project on a stretched canvas or on a wood board. I mean, you can do this on anything. So, I don't know if I said any of my normal stuff, but as you're hopping on, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Feel free to sprinkle. In fact, if you sprinkle and tell me that you sprinkled in the comments, I'm going to give away a couple of these projects. So, I'll pull 2 names at random from the people who sprinkled this video and told me in the comments that they did. Okay, so the next thing is we're going to do the stencil in the center before we start gluing. And these are my little pieces. This is the one I just got recently to show. It's a great set. It has 12 different pieces, and they're called Faith Minis. Let's do this one right here. Faith over fear. Okay, let me just warn you that when you're working on paper, like this watercolor paper, especially if your stencil is brand new, you want to fuzz it very thoroughly. Because these are super sticky, and you don't want it to pull up the top layer of the paper. You also don't want it to stretch. So you could do it on a t-shirt, a pair of jeans. This is an actual tacky towel or fuzzing cloth. I can't remember what they call it. So I'm just putting that on there. And we'll do black. It's chalk paste is what we're using. It's not going to take very much at all because this is a teeny tiny little stencil. This set is great for making cards. You can do a lot of different projects with it. Okay, and I used like the teeniest little dot of chalk paste. Teeny. Awesome! I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so the next thing is decide what which kind of rock you want to use. And we have this. This is the one I like the best because they're tumbled and they're smooth. And I did already post a link to this Amazon store, but I'll post it again in the comments in case you want to go look. We could use this, or we could use this, which is very pretty as well. Or we could use the sea glass from Walmart. But my problem right now is that I have used almost all of the itty bitty pieces, and now I'm kind of left with mostly these big hunks. So we're not going to use it. We're not going to use the sea glass. But it does look very pretty, and let me show you those just in case you're hopping on it. I don't know if flowers come in blue in nature, but it's my project. I can do flowers whatever color I want. This is that Proverbs 31 stencil. She is far more precious than jewels. I did that one in gray. Chalk paste. And this one is the one that burned up a lot of the little pieces. And I just drew the stems and the little leaves. And then I did in everything give thanks. So these are the sea glass examples. All right, so I think let's use this one that I like the best. Okay. This one did have some very pretty pieces. It has this, and I'll get you a link to this. This particular combination has a lot of light purple, dark purple, clear, and this really pretty green. When it arrived, it came in a bag like this, and it was super dusty. So I washed it and dried it, and then you can see it better, but before it was all covered in like a white dust. So just keep that in mind. And then this came in this package. And let's pour some more out here. William and Sis, and it's called William, and it's spelled W-A-I-L-A-M, and Sis Quartz Crystal Shui Rocks 1 pound agate. These are beautiful. I definitely would recommend these. Okay, and then you can decide if you want to do your rocks in groupings of 3 or 4 in a color, and that's what I did. And you guys, I am just using my very basic low temperature hot glue gun to attach my pieces, but you could use, you really could use E6000 or whatever kind of adhesive you like. Okay, so now we're just gonna dig for a second, and I'm gonna pull out like, and I do want the smaller pieces. There are lots. So let's start with some green, and then we'll do some yellow. And then let's do some of this kind of purple, light purpley color. And I'll show you how you attach them. Okay. This is where you have to be patient, because I dropped my little stones 1,000 times before I was able to figure out how to hold on to them. So I'm just going to put a little dot of glue right at the top, and I'm pushing my stone into it, and you're going to have glue strings forever. You are. But you can use a hairdryer to basically melt them. I pulled all the long ones off, and then I used a hairdryer, and they look fine. Okay, now let's do yellow. And I'm varying the size and also just the shapes. Okay, now let's do the purpley blue. Oops, I just lost one. So what is everybody up to? Who has crafted before using aquarium pebbles? That's what these technically are. That's what I was searching for on Amazon. I don't remember if it was these or it might have been the other set that said not suitable for use in an aquarium. I thought that was kind of funny. Oh, I dropped that one, and that's how it's going to go on. You can see how quick it starts to come together. Okay, let's do red. It's kind of an orangey red color. Needed two right there. Let's do some dark purples if I can find some. Ooh, these are pretty. We'll use those in a minute. Maybe I've used all the dark purples out of this. Let's use some of these more saturated dark blues. These are super fun just to look at. Okay, I've got some good ones. Let's put them right here. So if you're hopping on late, you missed the beginning. When this is over, you should come back and watch from the beginning because I talked about the three different kinds of, it's glass or stone basically. I have aquarium pebbles, which are these and these. And then I have sea glass from Dollar Tree. That's what we're using. And you can make a ton of different things. Super easy. So we're going to keep going just a little bit further on this one, and then we're going to start another project. Let's do orange. Gosh, and those are itty bitty. That's one thing I like about this particular kind of glass that I'm working with is that these are pretty reds, is that the pieces are really little, which is nice. Because that's the biggest obstacle with the Dollar Tree glass, actually. Okay, we're going to do red right here. The secret, I think, with this is to not think too much. Seriously. Okay, let's find some more green. Let's do some of this really saturated green. Let's do blue again. Well, it's a bluey purple. I'm going to scoot my camera back just a little bit. And hopefully you'll be able to see a little better. So what do you guys think so far? Can you believe how super simple this really is? And I would consider framing it without glass on the front. Or you could mount it to some kind of a wood piece. And of course you can draw all kinds of little doodly-doos around it if you want, or dot, dot, dots, whatever look appeals to you. For yellow now. So I'm really just putting down some glue and pushing my rocks into it. And whatever direction they land is the way they're going. And I will spend about 5 minutes pulling the strings off. Okay. Let's do these little orange. And I have another project that's pretty much ready to go for us. Okay, I need one more set of stones. Of course, you can do this however you like. Oops, that's not the color I was trying to grab. Using whatever kind of stones you have. And I did want to mention this when I was on Amazon looking yesterday. I ordered them yesterday and they came today. Or I ordered them the day before yesterday and they came yesterday. When I was online looking, I noticed that you could buy beach glass there too. Of course, it's more expensive than the Dollar Tree beach or sea glass, but it's probably nicer also. And maybe it's smaller. So I didn't order any of that. I can't say for sure about that, but it would be worth trying because the Dollar Tree sea glass just has so many big pieces in it. And, you know, I'm resourceful. So I'll show you what I did earlier. I'm thinking, okay, I need one more green right here. I was thinking maybe I could break these and make them smaller. I'll show you what I brought into my craft room. Where is it? Here it is. And with the sea glass, it really didn't work. Darn it. So isn't that pretty? I might come back and do some little dot, 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 you know, that kind of thing. So I have 3 of them. They are this wreath style, which I think is the style that appeals the most to me personally. I have this one. I have this one. This is that other kind of aquarium pebbles. And then this was the very first one that I made, and I did a ton of stones on this one compared to this one. This one also had the best choice of stones because it was the first one that I did. Okay, so when I was thinking that I would really like it if some of my sea glass was smaller, I brought, we're not fancy here, I brought this board that I use my husband's drill when I'm drilling something on, and a hammer, and I wrapped stuff up in paper towels and banged on it, and nope, this stuff is hard and it's not gonna break. So then I tried using some of these little, I don't know what they're called, clipper things, and that didn't work either. So then I was like, well, okay, I'm gonna concentrate on the other rocks. Okay, so let's make one more and then we'll work on something here. This paper is so nice. It's from Walmart. It's around $9 for a package of 30 sheets. I've been told by people who actually do watercolor painting that this is a nice brand, and it's super heavy. It's 140 pounds, which makes it great to work with. Okay, I want to use another one of these Proverbs 31, but this time I want to do it in black. So I'm going to do this one. She is clothed with strength and dignity. Proverbs 31, verse 25. And it's brand spanking new, so I'm going to label the back of it. I'm just using a black Sharpie. The reason, in case you don't know, why I labeled the back of these is one, so I'll know where to put these back after I've cleaned and dried them. And two, so I know which side to put it on, because it does make a difference. Okay, this is brand new, brand new, so I'm gonna fuss it really well. When I did this other one and I pulled it up, I feel like it maybe stretched the stencil just a little bit. When you get a little curly Q shape on your stencils, when you pull them up, that means most likely that your stencil was too sticky and you stretched it just a little bit when you were pulling it up. Okay, I did 4 times, and I could do, you know, if you don't have this, it's not the end of the world. You can use a pair of jeans, a pair of khakis, really anything like that. A t-shirt, any kind of fabric that is not going to have a ton of fuzz. This is a great set as well. Okay, and I said we were going to do black. And just grab a squeegee. This is black chalk paste, also from Magnolia. And I will get links for everything when I'm all finished, but if you want to look right now and you don't want to wait till the end, my website is magnoliadiy.com. So it's magnoliadiy.com. Don't put a space in between those 2 words or it will take you to a tractor store. I'm not sure why, but that's what happens. So it's all smushed together, magnoliadiy.com. And I'm just going to put a not super thick coat of chalk paste on here, and then I'm going to pull up the globs. That's good. And then I'm going to see if I need to wash my hands, because I don't want to get black smudges on this. This is what it looks like. And when you're using a new stencil, you just want to pull it straight off, straight down. Oh, this is so pretty. I'm throwing these face down in a little tub of water over here until I can get into the kitchen to dry it. So, I think when this one is dry, which will be just a few minutes, we'll start working on this flower at the bottom. Until then, I did this one. Let's play with it for a minute. Hey, and did you guys happen to see the crafts that we did yesterday? We made these angel wings using hot glue. And then we painted it, and then we used this awesome set of chalk and ink markers from Magnolia DIY. Didn't they turn out adorable? I painted the back of them because I'm probably going to give these to a couple of friends, and I wanted them to look nice. Aren't they cute? That was a super fun project. Okay, I did this one before I came live, so it's all dry and ready to go. And for this one, I pulled out a bunch of really teeny these pebbles that I think we'll fiddle around with these instead. Okay, so I need really little pieces. And I want a variety of different colors, including the clear. Okay, let's fiddle with this and see if that is enough. So I'm using my Cool Shot low temperature hot glue gun. It's a Sure Bonder, and I'm using the good glue with this project. This is not the Dollar Tree glue sticks like we used to make the angel wings, just so you know. Okay, so I did this stencil in gray, and now all I'm going to do is just start plunking some of these little pieces onto it in various places. It kind of looks like a bunch of grapes. This is what we have going on so far. Ooh, look at this pretty piece. It's like a variety of different colors. So who out there has done craft projects using sea glass or aquarium pebbles? If you have, I know earlier Oops, that's two of those light purples in a row. I don't want that there. On one of my earlier posts, a couple people shared their pictures of different things that they've done, and I would love to see. Trying to decide. This is so cool. I love this idea of stenciling something in the center on a piece of this. This watercolor paper is pretty stiff and nice. It has a texture. And then just adding the sea glass going around it, I think looks really nice. Or these are aquarium pebbles, actually. Susie, I hope you're having a great time with your grandkids. So what do you guys think? This is one of this style that I did. This one is the sea glass. And this Proverbs 31 stencil has two with these long grapevine things and two of the flower arrangements. One is at the top and one is at the bottom. I did both of these in gray, but let's finish this one. And let's do it with these. So I'm going to be looking for bigger pieces, actually. Ooh, these are pretty. So when I'm all finished here, I will get links to the Amazon sites where I purchased these, and also to, that's the wrong color, to my website in case you're interested in any of the stencils. Just say link in the comments and I'll get that to you ASAP. Okay. All right, I'm going to just kind of fiddle around, see how I would want to place these. They don't have to match exactly the flower that's here. And there's no way that they are going to. Just look at these for hours. There's so many pretty ones. Those are not the right color. start building. Okay, I just put my finger in my glue, and it's really good that I was using my low temperature hot glue gun. I'll get you a link just as soon as I'm finished here. I appreciate you guys' patience. When I was doing this idea on the other project, I was using the sea glass, and I had a lot of bigger pieces to work with. And when I get finished here, I will answer everyone's questions and get links for everyone. And I also will get pictures up close, because I know it's hard to see on a moving video what is going on. And this, it does need a few more little pieces here. But I'm going to go with this right now, and we'll do some green. Ooh, that's a nice big piece. So at the start of this video, I mentioned that I am going to give this away, give 2 of these away to 2 people who sprinkle. If you just sprinkle this to your, that's not the right color. Oh, well, that side is. If you sprinkle this to your social media and tell me that you did that, then I'll put your name in my hat, and tomorrow I'll let you know whose names I pulled, and I'll mail 2 of these out. And if you don't know what sprinkling is, just ask, and there's a lot of people here watching that will tell you while I'm still here talking what that means. Thank you for sprinkling, Denise and Myra and Jackie and Janice. Ellen, I'll get you links the second I hop off. I am going to come back and dig to find some more of the small purples. Here's a small one that I can add to my flower. So it actually resembles a flower. Perfect. And I'll also clean up all the glue strings because, oh my word, there are a ton. She is clothed with strength and dignity. Really pretty. We made that one. And I'll show you all of them that we made. Okay, before I came live, I made this one. I do think I like these wreaths, but you could put the Proverbs 31 stencils, the words, inside of a wreath that you make using a bowl as well. This was the first, no, this was the one I just made live. It turned out beautiful. And then here's my very first one that I made. I love this one. I'm going to probably keep this one for me. Those are the wreaths. And then these are the Proverb 31. We made this one. And I made this one before I came live. And we just made this one. And before I came live, I was really getting creative. And last week I sent about 30 pictures that I found on Pinterest of different fun, creative ideas of things that you can do with beach glass. And one of the ideas there, it's here on DIY-dreaming. If you just click on the Photos tab, you'll be able to find it. One of the ideas was these flower pots. And I must not have had that one glued on very good. Let me just give it a little more glue. So I was kind of trying to recreate that idea here. This is sea glass. So tell me what you guys think. Tell me the honest to goodness truth. Do you prefer beach glass? Or do you prefer these tumbled aquarium pebbles? Or do you like these more natural aquarium pebbles? Tell me which kind you like the best in the comments. And just hold these up. And I'll get pictures. If you want links for any of the stencils, or you want a link to the rocks that I bought, the pebbles that I purchased from Amazon, just say link and I'll give you a link to all of that. Alrighty, I hope you enjoyed this. This is not the last time that we'll be playing with these. We'll probably do something within the next couple of weeks, another project. But I hope you liked it, and I hope that it got your creative juices flowing on all the different things that you can do and the different ways you can put things together. I hope you liked this idea of creating a wreath by just tracing a bowl and then drawing the little vines and gluing the little stones there. Do a this or a this. That's a heart. Say something to me in the comments. Feel free to sprinkle and tell me that you sprinkled if you want your name to go in my hat for, I'm going to give away 2 of these. What else? Let me know if you want a link. Say something in the comments. That helps. All those things help Facebook know that you would like to see what I have coming up next. Judith says it's hard to choose. She likes them all. I do too. But I go back to my first one. I'm still partial to this. And maybe it's because it was the first thing I was playing with. Anyways, we had 2 stencil sets. This one is called Faith Minis. Has 12 pieces. And then we used, these are the Proverbs 31 quads. It's called quad because you get 4. Her children rise up and call her blessed. The teaching of kindness is on her tongue. She is more precious than jewels. And then this one. She is clothed with strength and dignity. Alrighty. Am I going to do the t-shirts with the sleeves? Yes, I am. I am still trying to figure that out though, because I'll just tell you, my first idea was a big fail. I thought I would stencil the inside of the t-shirt sleeve so I could roll it up and then it would look great. But you can see on the outside where I stenciled it from the inside. So I'm still working on that, and when I get it all figured out, I'll bring that to you guys as a craft. All right, have a great rest of your day. I hope to see you tomorrow for more projects here at DIY Dreaming that are going to be quick. They're going to be easy. You don't have to be a pro. You don't have to have any special tools. They're going to be sometimes unusual. They're going to be affordable, and they're always going to involve, most of the time, either faith, family, or flowers. All right, have a blessed day. I'll see you guys tomorrow.